conference battle here at the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage. Well, what better way to spend a Monday night than with the 2K Sports team and the NBA? Welcome, everyone. With Steve Kerr and Clark Hillo, this is Kevin Harlan. This game marks the end of a road trip for Chicago. They're looking to snag one here before heading back home. With most of their upcoming games taking place at home, they have a chance here to make a nice little push.
Checking out Chicago, they've been outstanding so far this season. And, of course, we knew what a great team they have, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. They've really gotten everybody's attention.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that I look forward to watching as a broadcaster. Great talent, but it's the way they play together that's so appealing.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Henderson in a 2-guard. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. Doug McDermott is out there with Rose. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, here's what the Raptors head coach had to say when we spoke earlier. He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, "You know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint." Makes sense, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Henderson with a screen on Lowry. It's tipped. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. The high post shot connects. The jumper drops. DeRozan's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Rose off the pick from Henderson. Leaps for it. Out of bounds. Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Now here's Noah. Right now averaging 5 points a game. McDermott. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Here's DeRozan. Great pass to set up the lay-in. DeRozan's got 6.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of their first 5 shots they've drained.
Henderson with the screen for Rose. McDermott with it. Now Green defending. Henderson with a screen on Green. Here's McDermott. Again, Chicago.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against Washington.
And Kevin, in that game we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up way too often.
Yeah, and that did make things really easy, guys. Nice to get a win if you're on that side of it and not to have to work too hard for it.
Bulls trail by 4. Rose dishes to Henderson. No good. Nice D from DeRozan. Toronto, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's Green. And again, it's Toronto converting.
Well, he knew that with his height advantage over his man, it was really a good decision just to rise up and take the jump shot.
And it's Rose penetrating. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And as an 85% free throw shooter, his team has been able to count on him anytime he gets to the stripe.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. And he can't hit the second. Raptors leading by 5. And the wide open shot from Green. Offline with his 3. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. McDermott gets a screen from Henderson. McDermott kicks to Henderson. Can't hit from in close.
Got a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
It's DeRozan with the drive. And the layup is good. DeRozan's got 8 points.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Henderson with a screen on Lowry. Henderson with the screen for Rose. Outside Butler. This one for 3. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Their defense got absolutely destroyed in that game, guys. They weren't closing out on the perimeter shooters. They were allowing people to get into the paint range. Just an overall abysmal effort.
Yeah, something was missing, no doubt about that. They let an opponent shoot a really high percentage, and that's got to be a concern going forward.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Here's Vasquez following the three-point basket by Chicago. The three-pointer no good. There's 1:26 left to play in the first quarter. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He clearly thinks they have a speed advantage because he told his players that the objective every time they get the ball is to get out and run. He wants to see plenty of transition. He also told them their offense needs to center around the pick and roll. That's a play he feels they can use to really exploit the weaknesses in this defense. Guys, we'll just have to watch how it plays out here in the first half. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. Heinrich off a pick from Henderson. Henderson with the screen for Heinrich. He dishes it to Henderson. Here's Mirotic. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Fast break, Toronto. Ross, that's good.
Sharp pass to give his teammate the high percentage shot in close.
Bulls trail by 4. Here's Heinrich. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Ross passes to Vasquez. 19 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Shot clock at 6. Ross with a wide open look. Offline with his 3. And here's Heinrich looking for his first basket still in this one. And that one's good by Henderson.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on him.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Toronto ahead, leading by just 2. And we'll be back right after this. Now for the Raptors. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Smith. Patterson comes in for Johnson. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Sean Marion. And it's Lowry in for Vasquez. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gibson. McDermott comes in for Mirotic. Money's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Rose in for Kirk Heinrich. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Green in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut back down to 6 after the bucket from Henderson. The Raptors have gone 7 of 13 for the field since the start of the second. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. From 10 feet out, no good off the back of the rim. Bulls have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Rose dishes to Henderson. He feeds it to Snell. Passes to Henderson. Kicks it to Snell. Henderson against Ross. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Yeah, and that kind of approach is going to serve them well. It's gotten them to the line more than a few times this quarter.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And that one falls for Henderson. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And Chicago also making a switch. Butler's checked in. Both free throws good from Henderson. 1:31 left now here in the second. Here's Lowry. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Washington.
Yeah, Kevin, he really set up shop at that foul line. They could not do anything with him defensively, and so they had to keep fouling.
Rose against Green, and stolen by Kyle Lowry. .102 left in the first half of the game, and he gets it to go.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
And it's Rose penetrating. Can't get it to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
DeRozan's shot is good.
He's so reliable, and you know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Bulls trail by 8. 32 seconds left here in the second. Here's Henderson. Here's Noah. And Valanciunas with the block. And he's able to get it back. Really left alone that time. And it's 6 points for Butler.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
Outside Lowry. Now here's Patterson. Guarded closely. No good from Valanciunas. Here's Rose. Can't get it to go. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Raptors lead by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, thank you, Kevin. Doc, what haven't you liked about the defense thus far?
A lot of things. Some of it was over turnovers, trying to do too much with the ball, but we didn't show up with any defensive intensity. And for us to win, we're going to have to do that.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
All right, listen closely, man. I've got a few things to touch on. We're going to turn this from a close game into our game. All right, you starters. I expect you guys to be nice and fresh in the second half. Bench really gave us some great production. Nice to see something from everybody out there. I do like that we limited our turnovers. We weren't careless with the ball or making unforced errors, so kudos for that. And in the third and fourth quarters, guys, don't let our commitment to rebounding slow down our transition game. Let's still be quick to get out on the break. All right, guys, let's get out there and play a good second half.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.